Hi student, how are you? Hope you're fine, good and great. Your teachers Yaval Haq, okay, your new chapter. Today we are going to study start the new chapter, work and energy. Okay, in this video we are going to study about and know about the work, but later if we finish the work definition, formula, properties and some question, so then after we will start the energy. Okay, so let's see first what is work. Okay, in the definition, work is given. Work is the product of force and displacement to the object. Work is a scalar quantity. Remember one thing, like normally we can say, like, let's suppose I am sitting on the chair now and just using the pen here and there, but I do not change the position from the chair. So physics say that this is not the work. In physics, the work is different from our ordinary work. Like how in physics, work is done when we apply the force on object, but this object move from one point to another point, like to cover some displacement. Like let's suppose on this object we apply some force and this object displace from this point. Let's suppose this is a point, this is b, displaced from point a to b. So we can say when this object covers some displacement, we can say we done some work on this object. Okay, also we can write the formula work is equal to force multiplied by displacement, or work is the product mean multiplication of force and displacement, this one, or simple we can denote the work W, force F, and x displacement by x, or delta x. So this same thing. So this is the simple formula of the work, but in one condition, let's suppose if the work is not exactly on or 180 degree or 0 degree, or like we apply the force but there is some angle, so then we can use the formula like W is equal to F cosine theta, like we consider this theta is cosine theta multiplied by x, or displacement. So then we will use this formula like if we apply the force on object but there is produced some angle to apply the force on the object. Okay, let's see on the next page. We will like what is the unit and so on. We study more about the work. Okay, the unit of work is joule. Like normally we know that the unit of work is joule, the unit of force is Newton, the unit of distance or displacement is meter. This is the SI system, but in other system the unit of work is erg, the unit of work is dyne, and the unit of distance is centimeter. Like this is CGS system. So 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton in meter, or 1 erg is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 7, or 1 dyne is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 5. This is the simple, like whenever they ask convert the joule into erg or convert the joule into dyne, so you can easily convert by using these formula or this value. Okay, now we are going to study some property of the work. The first property of the work, like I told you in the first page, sometime we apply the force on object but the object do not cover the displacement, like we cannot move the object from one point to another point. So in that case the work done is zero. The work done is zero. Like how, for example, we apply the force on this object but here is the wall, but this object is cannot move further from this point or this place. So we apply the force, our force is waste, but the distance is not, displacement is not covered by this object. So in this case we can say when the displacement is 0, so the work done will be 0. Simple, like when we apply the 10 Newton force, for example, here force is the formula of the work is like displacement, like the force is 10 Newton, but the displacement is 0. So 10 multiplied by 0 is 0 joule. So we can say when the object do not move from the one position to another position, so in this case work done is also be 0 because of the multiplication property of the work. Okay, this is the first property. Let's see the another property. Okay, work done by a force is 0 when the force is perpendicular to displace the object. Like how? For example, we know that, there is some mistake, like W is equal to 0, okay, because cosine 90 is equal to 0 degree. Cosine 90 is 0, so which is equal to 0, okay. Like let's suppose if we apply the force on some object, but this force is like in this position, but the object is displaced, but the object is moved in this direction, but we apply the force upward. So in this case there is the force is perpendicular to this displacement, and we know that there is an angle is 90, perpendicular angle is 90. But if we use this formula, W is equal to F cosine theta multiplied by displacement. Like if they cover 5 meter, displacement is equal to 5 meter, but displacement is also covered, and also we apply the force in this direction, like 10 Newton. Also we apply the force on this box, but in one condition, this condition, the work done is also what? 0. Why? Because cosine 90, like here the theta is how much? 90 is equal to 0. This is 5 meter, so 10 multiplied by 0 multiplied by 5, so this is equal to 0 whenever the work and displacement is perpendicular to each other. Like this is displacement is perpendicular to each other, so in this case we can say the work done by the object is 0. On the object is 0. Like look at this, here is the person which take the bags and carry on, move forward, but the displacement is covered in this direction, but he applied the force in this direction, so the work so the angle is 90. So in this case we can say there is no work done on the object. This is the second property. Okay, let's see the third one. Okay, on next page we are going to study the more property which we call the positive and negative work. So thank you so much, student. If you have any question in this lesson, so you can ask in your comment. Thank you so much.